In the vast darkness of space, where civilizations rise and fall like flickering stars, there are species that believe themselves to be superior in every way. They build grand empires, construct weapons capable of leveling planets, and laugh at those they deem primitive. And humanity? Well, humanity has been called many things: backward, unsophisticated, nothing more than a cosmic accident that somehow survived. But what if that was the biggest mistake the galaxy ever made? A fleet of warships appeared from the void, their arrival shaking the very fabric of space. Massive vessels, sleek and glowing with raw power, hovered before Earth's defense forces. Their leader, High Commander Vexor of the Kazari Empire, stood aboard his flagship, looking down upon the humans like a god observing insects. He opened a transmission, his voice dripping with condescension. "Humans," he began, his four glowing eyes narrowing. "We have observed your species for some time, and it is both amusing and pitiful. Your reliance on physical projectiles is outdated. While the rest of the galaxy has embraced energy-based weaponry, you still cling to metal and gunpowder like a child grasping a wooden sword." Aboard Earth's flagship, the Relentless. Captain Zara Blackwood smirked as she sipped her coffee. She had heard this speech before. Different alien, same arrogance. "Are they mocking us again?" she asked, turning to her second-in-command, Commander Marcus Wong. "Seems like it," Wong replied, eyes locked on the tactical display. "They always think we're weak because we don't use lasers and plasma cannons like they do." Blackwood leaned forward and pressed a button to respond. "Oh, Hi, Commander Vexor. We truly appreciate your concern. It's so kind of you to worry about our primitive weapons. Maybe next time you can send us a how-to guide on building real guns?" Vexor's expression remained neutral, but there was a flicker of irritation in his eyes. "Your sarcasm does not amuse me, Captain. We are offering you a choice. Surrender your planet to the Kazari Empire, and we may grant your kind a place in our ranks. Refuse, and we will demonstrate the consequences of your technological inferiority." Blackwood sighed dramatically. "Oh no, whatever shall we do?" "A bunch of aliens with fancy light beams are threatening us." She took another sip of her coffee. "Here's the thing, Vexor. We've been studying you too. We know all about your advanced weaponry, your energy shields, your fancy ships." She set her mug down and leaned in slightly. "And we know something you don't." Vexor raised an eyebrow. "And what would that be?" Blackwood's smirk widened. "You've made a terrible mistake." Aboard the Eternal Radiance, Vexor and his officers watched as their fleet moved into formation. Their ships were enormous, armed with the most advanced energy-based weaponry the galaxy had ever seen. They were indestructible, untouchable. Their shields had been designed to absorb or deflect any kind of energy blast. In their eyes, this battle was already over before it even began. Back on the one Relentless, Wong monitored the situation. "They're charging their main weapons." Blackwood stretched her arms and cracked her knuckles. "All right, time to teach them a lesson. Rodriguez, fire when ready." With a single command, the Relentless Eel unleashed its weapons. Not glowing beams of energy, not fancy lasers, but solid metal rounds, traveling at 30% the speed of light. The Kazari, for all their technological superiority, had never considered one simple fact. Their energy shields were designed to counter energy-based attacks, not physical ones. The first round hit the Eternal Radiance in its dead center. There was no grand explosion, no dramatic flash of light, just pure force. The metal projectile ripped through the ship's hull like paper, shattering its core structure in an instant. For the first time in his life, Vexor felt something he had never experienced before: fear. Aboard the Relentless, Blackwood watched as the Kazari fleet began to fall apart. Ship after ship was torn to pieces, their defenses useless against the sheer brutality of human weaponry. The Kazari had evolved past the need for kinetic weapons. Humanity, however, had perfected them. A crackling transmission came through, Vexor's voice, shaken and desperate. "This is impossible! Your weapons should not be able to—" Blackwood cut him off. "Shouldn't be able to? Yeah, we get that a lot." She leaned back, crossing her arms. "Here's the thing, Vexor. You spent centuries refining your technology, building weapons to counter the threats you understood. But you never thought to ask, what if the greatest weapon isn't the most advanced, What if it's the one no one sees coming? Silence. Then, the remaining Kazari ships began to flee, their once mighty fleet reduced to wreckage. Blackwood exhaled, watching the chaos unfold. Well, that was fun. Anyone else want to call us primitive today? Rodriguez grinned. I think they got the message, Captain. Blackwood smirked. Good, let's go home. And just like that, humanity's so-called weakness became its greatest strength. Because while the rest of the galaxy had spent centuries chasing the future, humans had mastered the one thing no shield could stop: brute force. And that was the day the universe learned: never underestimate humanity.